Catching the sunlight as it waves to the moon. I love the dawn of a new day with you. Feels just like magic, the way we stop time. Wish we could stay forever intertwined. A love like this makes everything better. Oh, happiness is you at the center, like a merry-go-round. I'll stick around forever. If you could count the stars in the sky, circle the world 1,000 times, measure the ocean by its tides, I love you more than that, more than the miles flown by the birds, more than the mysteries of the earth, way past the edge of the universe. I love you more than that, more than that. From season to season, as you grow and change, I promise my love will stay the same. Oh, I'll be an anchor so you can be free to find every shade of wonder, whoever you be. A love like this makes everything better. Oh, happiness is you at the center, like a merry-go-round. I'll stick around forever. If you could count the stars in the sky, circle the world 1,000 times, measure the ocean.
Hey friends, welcome back. Teri here. How are you? Happy Monday. It is late in the afternoon and just been a busy Monday here. Mondays usually are, so. But how was your weekend? I hope it was good. Ours was good. We didn't do too much around here, but Saturday, I can't remember what I did Saturday. Jerry went to, he had a whole bunch of errands to run in the morning, so he was gone most of the morning till like 12:30. Oh, we watched our grandson, Landon, live stream on his baseball game. So that took up the good part of the afternoon. And then our other grandson, Riker, he was having the game about the same time, but they don't videotape it, but they will live stream it so you can have like a, I guess, AI announcer that will say, you know, who was hitting and all that. So we listened and watched. We had them both up on the big TV and on Jerry's phone. So, but then the rest of the day we just kind of lazed around. And then Sunday we didn't do too much. No, that was last night. So yeah, we didn't do too much Sunday. I did make some rolls because we had planned on grilling out some pork chops and on the grill, because it was like our last nice day for a couple of days to do that. And it was a little bit cooler than we thought it was going to be yesterday. So I think I only got in the 40s and very windy, so it felt like in the 30s. But he grilled out, and so I made some homemade rolls and made 12 of them. And so I've got them all wrapped, and my brain is just like fried right now, I think. plastic wrap, and then they're wrapped by twos, so that all we have to do is pull them out of the Ziploc freezer bag and then just have two for, you know, whenever. And then we went out and we covered our rhubarb plants. I planted last year rhubarb, and they got to be fairly decent size. And then this year, the main one came right up, and then Jerry said that was the only one that came up. But then when we went out there yesterday to cover the plants, because we were under a freeze warning, there is 4 more right along the front. I do not remember planting any along the front, so whatever was over there must have seeded itself, or I don't know. So we have a good size one in the back, and then there is right in front of it another one that's going to be a good size, and then there is littles in between. So we had that freeze warning. I don't have anything outside except for the garlic, and garlic is pretty hardy. So, and our crabapple trees have already started blooming, and wasn't for sure if it was going to get cold enough to nip them or anything, but got up this morning and we did have a little bit of frost, a light frost all over things. And so later today, when it got up into the 40s, I went out and uncovered the rhubarb and everything, and I looked at the crab apples, and from what I can see, they look like they're okay. So, and then I think tonight's supposed to get down to 28, but we're not underneath that freeze warning or watch or anything, so I think everything should be okay. So you're probably going to hear Mr. Jerry's TV in the background. So the other thing is, let's see, then today it is laundry day and all that stuff. So Jerry seemed to have pulled his neck muscle along here, and I knew something was up because he was a little bit ornery and everything. But you know, when I noticed that he didn't say anything, and I noticed when he went to lift his arm up that it was hard for him to do that, and I said, did you pull something? And he said, yeah, I think I pulled my neck up here. Of course, he wouldn't take anything, and it was getting to the point it was hard for him to raise his hand up. And I said, you really should take some, you know, Advil or ibuprofen, you know. And he said, yeah, I probably should. Well, he didn't. We went to bed last night and brushing our teeth and everything. And I said, did you take your ibuprofen? No, I haven't yet, but he did. So he says it's better than it was yesterday. Has he taken anything? No. So, but he's able to go out and do what he needs to do in his little area. But other than that, the extra chores that he would help with, he hasn't been doing. So I just did them, you know. So but there's a point to this, and I can't remember. I told my friend Char last night, I said, this is what you get to look forward to when you get to be my age: forgetfulness. She just laughed. Call. Sometimes it's just unreal. So, still hardening off the cabbage and onions. I put them out yesterday morning, did not put them out today, and I'll see about tomorrow. I kind of planned on missing a couple days and then just picking them up, because these are supposed to be our 2 coldest days, and then I'll just add 2 days on from where I left off. And of course, everybody says in Michigan you shouldn't be planting until after Mother's Day because the chance of that freeze happening. but I happened to start my cabbage a week or two too soon, and I did the onions at the time that it said to do it, but it also says by the end of April these two should be in the garden. So but I'm not for sure about the rest. You know, everybody says wait. Well, I might plant the parsnips because they take so long to grow, but I'm not for sure, because if I wait to how I normally do it, it would be Memorial Weekend, and we're going to be gone Memorial Weekend, and so I wouldn't be able to plant then, and by the time we got back that Tuesday, you know, it's the last few days of May, or is there another whole week? So I don't know. I've been looking at the long range forecast, and there's a couple of days in there that gets down into the low 30s, but not like, you know, 30 or 20s. So I think that the peas and all that stuff will be okay. So I'll just wait to do everything, and I'm hoping to do the cabbage and the onions next Tuesday or Wednesday. And so that's when I will start putting in the peas, at least, and the parsnips. You know, radishes can go anytime. Carrots can really go anytime. I can even wait to do I can wait and do carrots in the fall. But I know parsnips, they take like 120 days or something like that. And you really don't harvest them until after your first frost, usually in October, because it makes them sweeter tasting. I can't tell you if I'm going to like them or not. I really don't think I've had them. I maybe, but I just don't remember having parsnips. Jerry said his mom always grew them, but that doesn't mean that the kids liked them. Maybe mom or dad liked them. So, so I have no idea what they taste like. I know that they're a cross between a carrot and something. And if they get a little frost on them, that makes them a little bit sweeter. Kind of like carrots do too. So, but I might wait until after Mother's Day to do the potatoes and all that stuff. I don't know. You know, when it's been like, you're only a new gardener and you're like 3 years, maybe 4 at the most going into this, and I'm learning as I'm going, but you know, you start things when they say you should start them, and of course you're at the mercy of Mother Nature, and sometimes you just have to swerve. And that's what I feel like I'm doing. But the cabbage, when I put them in the ground, I usually, we have hoops that go over, and then I put a netting over it so those white butterflies don't come in and land on them to, you know, leave their eggs, so that they can all destroy them. And I'm not too concerned about the onions. They're pretty hardy, but if there is a chance where they say, you know, we can always, you know, stake up something and, you know, put stuff over them, because, you know, we've got extra towels and we've got tarps and stuff like that. Or I can go buy some frost cloth. But so you would have saw everything before this chit chat. My English paper piecing, I only have the one on the right side, that one section yet to go. I thought that the fourth clue came out today, and Lainey and I went back and forth on it, and she finally, I'm glad that Lainey put it on her calendar. It's not until next Monday. So I put that down last night because I had been working all weekend on it to get it done. So I picked it up a little bit last night on the last piece to start sewing all the my whites around it. But other than that, I did do a second black on my Flutter and Bloom, or Bloom and Flutter crochet blanket. I have now 4 more of those to do. So if all I did was set and crochet, I might be able to get a block done a day, but I really don't like to do that too much. Well, number one, I like doing all my other projects, but my hands are getting older and they're not liking when I sit down and knit from the time, or crochet from the time I get up until I go to bed. So I did do my quick Quaker sale, and so I got day 20 done today. And then what else did I do today? Oh, my friend Char reminded me, we both signed up for Kathy Schmidt's embroidery along, and you just saw the picture of the blue teacup with floss. I'm using sulky threads with that and some DMC, and I'm just matching colors up because she said that, well, she uses Valdani thread, and there's not really a good match for the DMC to this. It's close, you know, like close enough. And I thought, well, if it's close enough, you know, I'll pull out what I have and just lay it, you know, against the projects. So it's a 12-month thing, and you do, each one is a circle, and it will fit in like a 6-inch hoop. And there is a special frame that you can buy that hoops set in them, and I think the frame is less than $7. So that like when we're doing May, she started with May this time, so when May gets here, you can put that into that frame, and then when June comes along, you'll be working on June's in May, and when you get June's done and June hits, then you can take out May's and put June into that frame. So but what I liked about this is that it's already, you know, it's a really good fabric, and the color on everything is good, and all you're doing is filling in things. So like on the teacup, you're just filling in the outline of the teacup with a stem stitch, I think it is. And then the flowers are lazy daisies with French knots in the middle, and then the blue dots are all French knots. And then the stems of the flowers and the leaves, see, the stems are the stem stitch, and then the leaves are either what's called a fly stitch or fishbone stitch. So so I was talking to Char last night. She said she started on that, and that's what brought up, you know, well, look at the thing you get to look forward to is the forgetfulness, because I knew it was coming up. It just never dawned on me. And she also does a video once a month to kind of show you where to put the placement of stuff. It's a tutorial, but it's not a tutorial where she's going to zoom right in so you can see the stitches. There is a, for $5 you can buy I guess the pattern details, and all of each month's what the picture is, what it says that you should stitch on, and the stitches and everything too. So I did get that. So so I am going to do that, because once that's done, then I don't have to worry about it until next month. And so after working on my Quaker cross stitch this morning, and I'll tell you, we had a frog that was here, and I was just ripping. I just, for some reason, I kept being off. I had it almost all done, and then I'd have to rip it out. And I was off one stitch, and it was in a part that I couldn't fudge it because it was a flower stem and it just wasn't working. So after 2 times of ripping it out, I told that frog it needed to leave and go outside and play because the sun's out. So I did get that done, and then I cut out May's embroidery thing that I was just talking about, and I started on that. So listen to, on the radio, our Detroit Tigers playing the Boston Red Sox, and the Red Sox took it to us today. We did not win, and so I think that we split it with them, if I remember right. So I was, doing all that, listening to it, because we don't have any station here that carries it, and I guess I could pay for it, but I guess I can just listen to it, and then when it's on regular TV, there's so many games there on regular TV. So I did that, and I got the teacup outside done, and I got, I don't know, maybe 5 lazy daisies, the outside done, and half the French knots. And then I went and folded clothes and stirred up another load of towels, and so Jerry's clothes are in the dryer, towels are washing, kitchen was cleaned. I came out here and sat down, and I thought, man, it's warm out here. The sun had been beaten in, and between the sun and the furnace coming on today, because it was chilly, it was 80 degrees out here, and I'm like, oh, this is just too warm. So I got up and I went and did my treadmill walk. And then I've got the door behind you open. It is a glass storm door, and the top slides down with a screen, and I've got that open probably a good 1.5 foot, because now it's 76. Because I'm just like, oh, I'm hot. But other than that, that's basically all I have been doing, and just doing the best that I can do right now. The other thing is, Jerry made cookies last night out of the freshly milled flour. I had ground up like 5 or 6 cups of the soft wheat, which is like all-purpose flour that you would replace it with, and then I put it in the freezer because that will help keep the nutrients a little bit longer. So last night he took his recipe, and he they actually look like cookies. I'd show you some, but they're gone. He brought me out one, and I took points for it, and they look like a regular cookie. We have tried and tried and tried, but they either get super thin. They basically are super thin. So we've been doing research and stuff, and so last night I told him, I said, a lot of gals will use an extra egg yolk or an egg in it, and they will also put in cornstarch, because the wheat needs that added because of the liquids and stuff. So he did add a teaspoon, I think he said, of cornstarch, and he did add an extra egg. Instead of using softened butter like it always said, he used hard butter, and then when he got everything mixed together, he set it in the refrigerator for a couple hours, and then he scooped them out what he was going to bake, and then he scooped the rest of them out on a big cookie sheet and put those in the freezer to flash freeze for several hours, and now they're in a little container that he can pull out and make cookies whenever. So his cookies are, there's not really a name for them, it's what he came up with. They were his peanut butter cookies but he adds chocolate chips to them. And this time he added M&Ms to them. And like I said, he brought the cookie out to me, and I still had several good daily points left. And so I counted it, and he came out with another one, and I said no. And it he kind of went, oh. I just said no thank you. And so but they look like regular cookies, and so that was a good win-win for him and for me, because he's the one who loves to make cookies, and his peanut butter is all natural peanut butter, so it's already a little runnier than your regular peanut butters, and maybe that's a big difference too, because it's giving them a little bit more liquid than, you know, say like your thicker Jifs and stuff. His natural peanut butter, he always has to mix up, but you can just take a spoon and, you know, so it's kind of liquidy too. He's put it in the fridge before and to help thicken it sometimes, but because that was one thing I was always making, was his peanut butter, because that's pretty darn simple. You just get some peanuts and add a little salt and a little bit of, I think we put honey in ours. But then he started buying it at Aldi's and trying different ones, and he's found one that he likes. So, so yeah. But other than that, my friends, I think I'm going to let you go. Thank you again for all the comments on the Friday vlog and everything. I really do appreciate it. I know this weight loss journey, that it takes time, but you know, I heard somebody say one time, you do get to the point, you get that burnout when you've been on it for so long and so many years, and this is all you're doing, and you're not at goal, and it just seems like even when you're close to it, then something happens. And you know, when I got that 63 pounds off, and then I started getting a little cocky and thought, I don't need to track. I know what everything's worth. I don't need to weigh anything. Well, apparently I did, because I put the majority of it back on. So it's just nice to have that encouragement, to know that it's going to be okay. And all we can do right now is the best that we can do. And that music is our clock. So I've been chit-chatting you for long enough. So anyways, hopefully I'll see you guys on Tuesday. And if not, whenever we can meet up again. So thanks for stopping by. And as always, have a great day, my friends. See you soon.